Chinese officials taking every precaution to contain the virus.
Not only to try to get control of the virus, but also to try to help the people.
No, China's working very hard.
China has demonstrated an unprecedented level of transparency.
The number of cases soaring just today.
The U.S. overtaking China.
Its deadliest day in the coronavirus pandemic.
The actual number of infections is likely 10 times higher than the number reported.
Surging in dozens of states across the country.
China's COVID-19 cover-up.
Ask the Chinese for a formal apology.
China will have to be held accountable.
Lack of transparency.
Didn't share all of the information they had.
Our political strategy is to blame it on China after China.
This is the Wuhan coronavirus.
I don't object to geographically identifying where it's coming from.
The U.S. government blaming China for the virus, despite the fact that new evidence has come out to say otherwise.
The name of the disease should not be about a geographic area, a city, a person, or an animal, and it should not stigmatize anybody.
源头和疫情发生不一定是一回事。新冠肺炎的疫情是发生在中国，发生在武汉，不等于它的源头也在武汉，没有证据，这是个科学问题。
There is a significant amount of evidence that this came from that laboratory in Wuhan.
We have been targeted as a scapegoat.
You're 100% confident there was no leak, no accident?
I'm confident there's no leak.
100%.
100%.
There's a lot of rumor and speculation, although the weight of evidence seems to indicate natural.
Top U.S. infectious disease expert Anthony Fauci said the virus that causes COVID-19 could not have been artificially or deliberately manipulated.
Nobody made this virus in a laboratory.
So there's no evidence suggesting that it was man-made or laboratory created somehow.
Outbreak in Wuhan was covered up.
China covered up the outbreak in Wuhan, could have spared the world descent into global economic malaise.
这个伤口，在我们虽然不清楚是什么病因的情况下，我们就把这些不明原因肺炎的这种情况向世界卫生组织进行了通报，向美国等国家进行了通报。
Government has been more open and aggressive and transparent in conveying its sense of concern, and is moving more aggressively to build, new hospitals in Wuhan.
If no interventions were put in place at all, we perhaps would have seen an outbreak in China around 70 times bigger in February than actually occurred. The massive interventions that were put in place in terms of locking down entire cities actually had a major impact.
We have $1 trillion of debt with China. They should forgive it as part of their accountability to this virus.
We can make China pay for this pandemic. China should be paying for that.
We were asking for damages, and we estimate the cost of that in the tens of billions of dollars for Missouri alone.
Знаете, это переходит всякие, в общем-то, пределы и все приличия. Я думаю, что это абсолютно недопустимо.
We're not proactive in addressing the needs.
I wouldn't take this more seriously than a reflection of deep worry by people that they've been badly affected by the virus.
这种所谓的控告毫无事实和法律依据，十分荒唐。
WHO has been wrong about a lot of things.
The CDC was still assessing that the risk of the coronavirus to the American people was low.
The CDC let the country down with the testing because not only did they keep the testing within the bureaucracy, they had a bad test, and that did set us back.
Dr. Fauci is not 100% right. He looks at it from a very narrow public health point of view.
I would just urge you to ask them, well, have you looked within your state?
The Democrat governors, they're the ones that are complaining.
The reason we have more cases than other countries is because our testing is so much.
now have the most cases of coronavirus in the world by a lot.
They don't want to pay the price, and so they point to other factors, other causes, to deflect the allegation that they were responsible for what happened.
Due to their politicization of the pandemic, they have suffered heavy losses. Just to save their face, they are trying to fix responsibility on China.
With the inflammatory China bashing.
The total diversion. Not one single American life will be saved by attacking China. Not one, zero. American lives will be lost by the attack on China.
We've done a great job.
We're doing great work for the American people.
This government is working so well.
We did a really, really good job.
This is a great success story.